man, people are making the Sean Strickland and Sneako sparring session that turned into a beatdown the last 40 seconds a way bigger deal than it is. I truly, when I first saw it, I didn't think much of it. I'm like, all right, dog, Sneako, which I've known of Sneako for a couple of years, he eats off content, okay? He eats off content. And this is content. This is perfect content for him. Look how many people are talking about him. This was a banger for him. He hit the jackpot with this beatdown from Sean Strickland. But people are making this a huge deal, dog. People are making this a huge deal. Now Brendan Schaub on his show said something about this that I completely disagree with. And then Nina Drama stepped in, and then Sean Strickland stepped in, and Brendan Schaub clapped back. Just check this out. Look at what Brendan Schaub had to say about this whole sparring session. Let me know if you agree with him.
So this is all orchestrated. This is all designed, so I don't know. A bit of it makes me feel, again, this might be my age zone. It seems just kind of scummy. It's just weird to me. I don't know the Sneako kid. I know he's talking shit about Mikey. That's our boy. It's weird to have a guy who was a former world champion just kind of tee off on him. Even though he asked for it, ignorance is bliss. The kid's an idiot, clearly, if you're going to get beat up by Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland's the perfect guy for it. And Sean, he says, I'm doing the Lord's work. I'm beating up influencers. But by partaking in it, Sean's influencing a significant amount of people as well. Like, we're all influencers. Now, Sean has way more skill and has earned his right to be an influencer in the fight space, right? He's a perfect guy to beat up these influencers, It's just something weird about it. It's all orchestrated by the UFC.
I don't know if some of you know, but Brendan Schaub has history with Dana White and the UFC. But this thing, him saying the UFC orchestrated this, the UFC put this on, absolutely makes no sense, dog. And I'm a nobody, dog. I'm just a fan. I'm just stating my opinion, but I completely disagree. That makes no sense. Why would the UFC put on a sparring session with Sean Strickland, and the UFC, Dana White knows who Sean Strickland is, right? Why would they put this on with Sean Strickland and Sneako, who's a streamer, who has no experience? Why would they do that, dog? That makes no sense. So this is Nina Drama, okay? Nina Drama replied to this, okay? Check this out. Here's the thing about Brendan Schaub. I love the guy, but this take has to be more stupid than Sneako agreeing to spar Sean Strickland, LOL. Brendan Schaub, do you really think Dana White and the UFC would risk it all for Sneako and Sean Strickland? I have the answer. It's hell no, LMAO. And then Brendan Schaub replies to this, okay? This is what Brendan Schaub had to say, which I also disagree with, okay? Listen, here's the thing about Nina Marie. Love the girl, but she's new. How long are we going to pretend that UFC has morals and this is such a reach? Remember when I said Brendan Schaub has history with the UFC? Maria, you attend every power slap event for starters, which was created by the ownership of the UFC. Legit MMA journalists are banned for not giving cupcake questions from UFC events. Don't even get me started on fighter pay. Assuming UFC is open to a YouTuber getting his ass whooped is far from a bad take. A lawsuit doesn't scare the UFC. Please look into the current lawsuit from 100 plus former fighters. I can go on how this is a far from reach. Still love you. You see, he's bringing up the lawsuit. He's bringing up fighter pay, which has absolutely nothing to do with Sneako, what happened between Sneako and Sean Strickland. So that's what I'm saying. He's saying, oh, you think UFC has morals? You think UFC wouldn't put this on? No, dog. How does UFC gain anything from this? Think about it. How does UFC gain anything from this, bro? They don't look, bro, I understand him, he's clapping back at Nina Drama saying you're new, you're a newbie and stuff, and I agree too. And I know he says a legit MMA journalist. I don't look at Nina Drama as a journalist, as a legit journalist. I'm pretty sure, I don't know her personally. I'm pretty sure she'll even say she's not a journalist, right? She's just entertainment. She's a YouTuber that went into this UFC community space and understood how content works, and she is where she's at. I don't consider Nina Drama as a journalist. Who does? You do? No way, bro. But and then so Shaw Strickland commented on the Nina Drama post she did. He wrote, LMAO, they act like I murdered a man. So a man wanted to fight and got beat up. So effing what? That's how you become an effing man. Don't belittle him. He took his ass beating like a man and would be better for it. Good job. I was impressed. And then Jake Shields, who Sneako was training with that day, and Jake Shields was right there. This is what he had to write. It was not organized by the UFC and was something that just fell into place. I thought about telling Sneako not to spar, but it's two consenting adults, and I knew it would make a hilarious video. That's all it was, dog. Sneako eats off videos, dog. You guys know, like, that's what Sneako does. Sneako loved what happened. I guarantee you, look at Sneako's interviews that he's done after this. A lot of people are talking about him. That's how he puts food on his table. That's how he makes his bread, bro. Sneako is a content creator. That's why all these people, like, when you see content creators do crazy stuff, it goes viral, and that went viral, and it's good for Sneako, bro. So to me, once again, I'm just a fan, dog. I'm a nobody. When I watched that, I didn't think much of it. I've seen Sneako's videos before. I've known of Sneako for a couple years now. Like, I've watched him on, like, different podcasts and stuff. I'm like, all right, bro, Sneako's a content creator. This is amazing content for him, dog. And that's all it was. And then Shaw Strickland tweeted again about this. When did the world become so effing soft? They used to let kids box in high school. They used to raise men. Why did you stop it? Why did you stop it? That was the most badass thing Sneako has ever said. You guys remember after that sparring session, Sneako said, why'd you throw in the towel, right? And then he says, so he got hit in the head. Big effing deal, you P. But again, we all seen you fight, so LMAO. So, like, he's clapping back at Brendan Schaub. But yeah, dog, like, look, man, let me tell you something. I used to box, right? Well, I started boxing at like 17. I started boxing late, but I started boxing at 17. So when boxing is my favorite sport, right? So when I love MMA too, but I like boxing. Like, I've been into boxing way longer. Like, even though I got into UFC when I was in high school, like I graduated in 2008. I started watching UFC in like 2007, 8, but not like religiously. I used to love boxing, okay? So when I started boxing, okay, I started boxing at Wildcard. If you know anything about boxing, you know what kind of gym Wildcard is, okay? So when I first started, obviously, I didn't know anything. Like, few months in, I still didn't know anything, right? I'm not trying to say I was some crazy boxer. I'm actually doing the opposite. A few months in to boxing, for some reason, I was sparring this low-level professional, okay? It doesn't matter how low he was, okay? I was sparring this low-level professional. Obviously, I got my ass whooped, bro. I didn't even see where the punches were coming. Like, people that have never boxed before don't understand how hard it is, okay? And my athletic vision sucked. Even in football, I didn't see anything. I'm not talking about because I wear glasses, I can't see. I'm talking about, you have vision and stuff. It sucked. And back then, I was a novice, too. I got my ass beat, dog. I got my ass beat, and they had to stop it. Like, a couple minutes in, I had to stop it. I didn't think for 1 second, like, hey, man, like, this guy's a professional. Why do you do this? It just makes you a better person. And in my opinion, that's what happened for Sneako. I'm pretty sure he's a better person for this. I'm pretty sure he learned, and he got humbled, bro. But no way, shape, or form do I agree with Brendan Schaub. And I like Brendan Schaub. I've been watching Brendan Schaub's show for a while, like The Fighter and the Kid. I've been watching him on the Joe Rogan podcast forever. But he clearly has history with Dana White and UFC, and that's why he was bringing up the other stuff that has nothing to do with the situation. Absolutely nothing, man. So, yeah, man. To me, when I first saw that Sneako thing, I didn't think much of it. I just thought, hey, dog, this guy is a content creator. This is his job, dog. He's loving this, dog. That blood he knows that he got is like winning a championship for him because the whole world is going to talk about him. And he's going to get more money in his pocket because views equal to money in the content creation world. Now, I'm not like, I can't consider myself a YouTuber. I'm nobody, dog. I barely get any views. I'm not a YouTuber. I just make videos on YouTube. That's how small I was. That's how small I am in YouTube. But yeah, man, there's no way the UFC orchestrated this like Brendan Schaub says. There's no benefit for the UFC. Absolutely none, man. And as Nina Drama says, oh, you wanna You think UFC wants a lawsuit? You think UFC wants a lawsuit? And I agree with her. I agree with her. Name Brandon Schaub, a clapback like you saw, or a real journalist. And I don't consider Nina Drama a journalist. And this is not a disrespectful thing. I respect her hustle, but she's clearly entertainment. She found a niche, she jumped in it, and she is where she's at, man. But let me know what you think of this in the comments. Do you think the UFC actually organized that event? Let me know what you think of this in the comments, and it'll mean the world to me if you like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification. Thank you so much for watching.